I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Swallow this. Yes.
All right. I have no idea what I was just saying. Because I have never seen this movie that we are going to be talking about.
Oh, this movie is great.
But it is a romantic movie, I think. It's maybe the most romantic movie that
probably
we've ever reviewed. Just kidding. It isn't a romantic movie. It's like a
horror schlockfest comedy.
But you told me about it on our first date. And so even though I've never seen it and I will never see it, I have this affection for it because of it being a big part of our first date. You talking to me about Evil Dead 2 from 1987.
That's right. Welcome to Drawing Conclusions. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jessica.
That's right. We are doing Evil Dead 2, the cult classic awesomeness by Sam Raimi. Starring none other than Bruce Campbell.
The Chin.
Now,
Bruce Campbell.
If you've seen this movie, then you've probably seen it multiple times. It's not a one-time viewing. There's so many fun things in this movie. Like I said, 1987. My friend and I in high school watched this and Army of Darkness like crazy. We go to the store, buy a box of Captain Crunch, and watch these movies. It was the best. It was so much fun. Where to start? The pros. Well, easy place to start. Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi. Bruce Campbell first. He's so good in this movie. I mean, for like the first act, it's mostly just him.
Yeah.
And again, spoilers for this too. If you haven't seen this movie's like 30 years old. What's wrong with you?
Maybe they don't like scary movies.
How dare you? Anyway, he's so funny, and like the fight he gets into with his hand is one of the best things ever. It's just all like physical acting. Like he's doing flips and he's smacking himself in the face and hitting himself with plates and other glassware and things like that. It's hilarious.
And the fight with the hand was the thing from Evil Dead 2 that I mostly remember you talking to me about that scene. And then Halloween was actually not very long after Josh and I met.
Right.
And I went shopping for a Halloween costume and I found a t-shirt at the thrift store that had an iron-on of a picture of Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead 2 being choked by his own hand. So of course I had to buy it.
Give me back my hand. That's what he says. That's so awesome. And it tries to kill him. Of course, he stops it and then has to lop it off at the wrist with the chainsaw. And who's laughing now? It was awesome. But his portrayal as Ash Williams is so funny. He's got so many great lines in this show, and it's not really like, if you've seen this trilogy, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, it's a mix of the two. Like where Evil Dead was a little more serious horror movie that these guys like Sam Raimi and these guys made on like when they were college students, I think. And shoestring budget. They made everything. They didn't have like some props department or anything like that. It's like all these guys kind of doing this stuff. Right. I believe. Anyway. And then Army of Darkness, which was a little more campy. I mean, it was still awesome, and Bruce Campbell is still really funny in that one. Had great dialogue and stuff, but they had more production value and things like that, and obviously a bigger budget.
Yeah, and it leans more towards like a horror comedy.
Right.
Not as gory and stuff as Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's got its parts, but this one's definitely way more brutality in that regard. But it's not like, it's like, oh, that looks so real. It just looks so funny. And like Sam Raimi, like if you watch a number of his movies and then you see this and you're like, oh, I've seen that in other shows, like different camera angles and like, things flying across the room, like the eyeball scene. You can see the wire. That's so great. Just the camera angles and some of the dialogue and just the way that he like frames or blocks out a scene and stuff like that. He's like, oh, that's totally Sam Raimi. And like a lot of that stuff started with these movies. So it's just fantastic. The dialogue in this show is funny, and like the characters, like it's mostly Bruce Campbell, but some of the supporting cast that shows up later, they got their moments, and but also the special effects. I love the special effects in this show. I mean, they're so old school and just, I mean, you got everything from like the animatronic-y kind of stuff, puppets, stop motion and claymation kind of special effects technique. I mean, they all just like they blend all this stuff together, and it's super funny and super cool. It's just so great. A great time watching it.
So is there anything you don't like about this movie? What are the cons of Evil Dead 2?
Well, I guess if there's to pick out a con, I mean, it's not really, but I mean, it's kind of just a funny thing. It's like they had the first one, right? And then there's this one. Well, if you've seen the two of them, it's like Evil Dead 2 is not really a true sequel because Bruce Campbell's in that one too, and it's like all the kids, the college students, like die at the end of that one and are captured and stuff. And it's like largely it's like similar stuff happens to them in this one that happened in Evil Dead 2 that happened in Evil Dead 1. So it's like Evil Dead 2 is like not really a true sequel, but kind of a retelling, in my opinion. And it leads into Army of Darkness a lot better, and they kind of recap Evil Dead 2 in Army of Darkness, and really don't mention the first one at all. So it's like it's something that they did, and then like okay, let's kind of redo it and make it a little more humorous,
right?
Which they did, and you know that's really the only thing that's like I guess it's like a con, but it's not really like a real like dig at the movie.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like the dig at the whole trilogy, I guess. It's like, yeah, we have this one movie, but whatever. Never mind that. just focus on this one and this one, you'll be good. And like they had the Ash versus the Evil Dead TV series is also stems from this one and not the previous one so much.
Yeah.
So, but again, this movie is so fun to watch. It's great dialogue. Bruce Campbell again is hilarious in this role. And there's just so many funny scenes that, like, I think maybe at times weren't really supposed to be funny, but they were anyway. You know?
Those are the best.
They are.
So you would recommend this as a good Halloween movie?
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, if you can get past like the violence and some like the gore, it's like it's not like scary gore like they're trying to be serious. It's definitely very slappy, like kind of stuff like that, and it's like over the top. Kind of stuff where it's like, okay, that's clearly like, you know, gallons of like Kool-Aid or whatever.
Right.
Shooting out of the wall, it's supposed to be blood, but it's like all like bright red. And it's again the dialogue and his you know, coming into his own throughout the show, like taking on the Deadites and the you know the undead monsters from elsewhere, and his chainsaw hand and the shotgun. It's just so funny. But yeah, I would totally recommend this for Halloween. This is so awesome. This is a great Halloween movie.
So Josh, tell us about this picture that you drew to go with our review.
Okay, so this scene here where he's laughing right into the camera, this happens not long after he's lopped off his evil hand. And he's you know, got hosed down by fake blood, and like he tries to sit on this chair and falls down, and like all the inanimate objects in the room start laughing at him, like the books, the lamp, the mounted deer head, which is the first thing. And it's all really it's goofy and funny. And so he's like in his madness, you know, he starts laughing too, and he turns right into the camera. It's just this big crazy laugh, and it's really hilarious. And so it just kind of captures the spirit of this show so well.
All right.
So.
Well, thank you for joining us, Josh. What should they do now that our review is over?
Hit that notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, that means that you will be notified every time that we post a video. So that's right. That's how YouTube's supposed to work.
Right.
I guess.
So like if you're just a subscriber, sometimes you want to always know when we have new videos up there. But if you have a notification bell, then they will notify you.
Right.
For sure, and you'll see that we have a new video that we've posted.
Yep.
And what else should they do?
Subscribe if you have not done so. We'll be doing more scary films and Halloween type movies that are fun for the kids too.
Yeah. Throughout the month of October, we'll be doing Halloween movies. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hit the subscribe button. Send us some comments. We always like to hear it. Like if you've got a favorite Halloween show that we probably have missed, because there's like a bazillion out there.
Yeah, something you want us to review.
Yeah, and maybe we will.
Aww. Maybe.
Well, I'm not really down with the Jason movies. Anyway, so anyway, also share this with friends. We love that too. And check us out on Patreon.
Yep. All right. Thanks for joining us. Bye.